On in, come on in, come on in. I hope you are having a beautiful week. We took a few days off here unexpectedly. I had intended to come back on here sooner and do another live, but we just needed some time here. So thanks for bearing with me, but we are back. So we got some things we got to talk about. So get your tea, get your drinks, get your popcorn, whatever you like to relax to, get comfortable, and let's get into some things. We're going to get a little messy over here because we get a little messy over here. So tonight, we are going to be talking about Dr. Umar. He is out here selling dates for $500 for the low, low price of a $500 donation. You can go on a date with Dr. Umar. So we got to talk about what's going on with him. He's been all over the internet, all over social media, pretty much asking for money for different reasons and different purposes that he needs to use the money for, whether it be access that he needs for his own personal use because he can't use his own personal accounts, or something for the school. So we got to get into what's going on with Dr. Umar, the school, and his financial situation. Raja Jackson has been all over my notifications here for an incident that occurred recently with a wrestler, Syko Sid. We pretty much pummeled this wrestler after they had an interaction with each other that clearly did not sit well with Raja Jackson. So we got to get into that one. That one is a pretty wild story. And Little Nas X, not sure if he's having a breakdown, if may be having some personal issues, or if there may be some substances or other things at play. But he was recently arrested. He initially had on some whitey tighties and some white boots and was walking around inviting people to a party. And at some point, he ditched the boots and the whitey tighties and just went in his birthday suit walking around. So we got to get into what's going on with Little Nas X here. But before we get into our topics for tonight, welcome to Aries Rose TV. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Aries Rose, and welcome to the Aries Rose Show. On this channel, we talk about movies, streaming shows, TV shows, world news, local news, celebrity news, politics, basically anything I find interesting. I come on and discuss with my Aries crew. If you are on Instagram, follow us there, Aries Rose TV. Let us know you are from YouTube, and we'll follow you back. Welcome, Nana. Appreciate you being here. We have a leaderboard here on the live, so run up those questions and comments on there. We'll definitely give you a shout out, and it's keeping track here. So as you move up in the leaderboard, we'll definitely make sure and give you some recognition here on Aries Rose TV. And in the communities tab, you can talk back. If you are a subscriber of Aries Rose TV, you can leave questions. We can have discussions on there. You can let me know about trends, topics you want me to cover on the channel on the communities tab. So head over there. I use it pretty regularly. Post different things on there and poll questions, so make sure you check that out. It's another way we can connect. Post any questions, discussion items, all that good stuff over there, and I will definitely follow back up with you. And we're getting into our topics here, Nana, so hang in there. And as you come in on the live, please like the video. It goes a long way. It's a free way to support the channel. If you have not already done so, hit that subscription button. We'd love to have you part of the Aries crew. When you do subscribe, let us know. We want to make sure you get a shout out. I want to personally welcome you to the Aries crew. So let's get into our first story. We are talking about Dr. Umar. So Dr. Umar seems to have a lot going on in the financial world for himself. So a few weeks ago, he popped up on my notifications here. So I started seeing a lot of people talk about him. And he was saying that his personal account is apparently frozen. He doesn't have access to it, or at least he didn't at that time. I haven't heard an update since. And it was because of potential suspected fraud on the account, which he says that the bank said was not soliciting any donations for the FDMG, just until they get everything sorted out here. And then he gave some alternative methods that you can donate if you still want to support the school. So I started seeing a lot of people talk about, Dr. Umar has been talking about building the school and has been getting donations, donations, donations for years now, and nothing's happening with the school. The school has not opened. There's no curriculum, there's no teachers, there's no desks, there's no nothing. There's just a building. So the question is, where did the money go? Allegedly, he's raised over $1 million, was what I was hearing, and yet there seems to not be much progress with the school to kind of justify where the money has gone and how it's being used. And whenever people have tried to help Dr. Umar or offer resources that he could use to see about being able to progress further with the school, he, seemingly gets defensive and says he's got that under control. He knows people who've opened schools, he knows what needs to be done, yet the school is not open yet. So I'm not knocking him because I do believe it probably takes some time to open a school. I've personally never opened a school, don't know that I ever will in my lifetime, but I'm sure it's not something that you do overnight. I know there's a process for everything, permit, licensing, all of that good stuff, but I don't know that it necessarily takes the amount of time that he's been taking. So it does warrant a very good question. Where is the money going? Was it ever really truly invested into this school? What's really going on here? Is there ever going to be anything tangible people are going to be able to see for this FDMG, Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey school that you've been marketing, that's supposed to be for young black men to educate them? It's supposed to be all black everything. From what I understand, we just haven't seen anything to kind of validate or add any legitimacy to what this goal is that he's been raising money for a very long time. And then, want to say maybe week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks, around the same time, hearing that his own personal accounts were frozen, then I start hearing that the school may be auctioned off because there's unpaid occupancy tax or something to that effect that has not been addressed. So the school was going to be foreclosed on. And this came from Dr. Umar. According to him, some struggle streamers stole the paperwork that was on the school because they never got personal notification. They just got the notification when it was put onto the door that the school was going to be auctioned off. So prior to that, there was no knowledge, according to Dr. Umar, that money was still owed on the school or there was anything outstanding. They didn't know until that happened. And then struggle streamers, this is Dr. Umar's wording, started putting the message out there. So then he said something about it, which again started raising very valid questions of where did the money go? All right, excuse me, I am not feeling well, so bear with me here. That you've been raising all this money, you bought buildings, but everything is not fully done, everything is not fully installed. School has never been operational that I've ever heard. Nobody's gone through there and actually studied or matriculated from there at all. He has shown some parts of progress in the school, but it's obviously not reflective of where it is in its totality, where it stands right now. And Dr. Umar has yet to answer those questions of where that money has gone, what's going on with the school, when will it be open, what else is still needed, how much more is needed to reach that goal. And now he's out here resorting to selling dates. So he's offering lunch with the doctor, a restaurant of your choice in the state of Delaware, for $500. You have to make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and then you can go on a date with Dr. Umar, a restaurant of your choice in the state of Delaware. I don't know what I think about that. I can honestly tell you I'm not paying anybody $500 to go out on a date with them. I find it interesting that kind of these back-to-back money requests that are packaged in little different ways. Some people are saying he's the prince of panhandling and that he's just scamming, that there's not really anything he's going to do with that. He's just selling a dream and he's trying to play on pro-black feelings or trying to say he's uplifting or building the community, but hasn't really gave anything back to the community himself. There's a question of his own fatherly relationship with his kids. So is he really a good role model to follow for raising children if you don't have a strong relationship with your own kids, or you're not a completely active parent in their life? So it, to me, is not a good look. It's really not a good look. The way everything's kind of been rolling down, it's just looking like either it's bad money management or the money was not used for the purpose that he was stating it was going to be used for, and it was used for something else, like to fund his lifestyle or to fund him being able to appear like he was doing something without actually doing something, like doing the bare minimum, like buying the building was the bare minimum to show like, hey, I'm doing something. But were you really making an effort to turn that into a school? Did you really hit roadblocks, or were you just not ever really intending on completing that? It's just kind of going to be a money pit, something that you use up as a shell that you want to, kind of lift up to people to say, oh, this is here. And just for the low price of $1,000 donation, it can be this. That's kind of what it's giving to me. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's been quite a long time and no school has opened up yet. I truly, in my heart, don't believe that there will ever be a school. I can respect if you're trying to promote the culture, trying to promote education and setting kids up for success, because I do think that the world has changed and times have changed, so we do need to modernize schooling and give them more tools that are going to make them successful in the world we have today, not the world of yesterday. But in order to really, I feel like, earn the respect and legitimacy, we have to start holding these folks accountable and like expecting real results. Just talking should not give you the automatic fame or the type of respect if you haven't actually done anything to earn it. Because in that case, we can all talk about things we want to do, things we will do, but if I never have to show you results, does that make me who I say I am? Does that mean that I did anything good or uplifting if I just had wishes and hopes that I could do that, but I didn't actually do anything tangible? I don't know. Let's keep that conversation going. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on the topic. And now let's get into Little Nas X. So I don't know if he's having a breakdown or what's going on. I feel like I only hear about him every so often, and it's usually tied to like some type of stunt or publicity stunt that he's doing to get attention, whether that be some very like bizarre attention grabbing music video, some different look he's doing to himself, or in this case, he just kind of seemed to maybe be having a mental breakdown. We don't know, but let's get into why he got arrested recently. And I think I was also seeing that he had some felony charges that were being applied to him. So we're going to get into that. And as you come in, let me know if you are a part of the Aries crew by leaving hashtag Aries crew in the comments, or if you are a first time watcher, leave first time watcher in the comments. And we have Black 5 Jesus. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And we're going to get this. Make a little quick change here. All right, now we're going to get this up. And let's see what's going on with Little Nas X. So I saw the video where he was clearly having a, I don't know what that was, but it seemed like he was having a breakdown here, walking around telling people, don't be late to the party, you know where the party is, and singing to himself and dancing with no clothes on at some point here. Very interesting display. So let's get into this article from TMZ. It's Little Nas X tears off tidy whities and goes butt naked on camera. You might want to hold on to your undies for this one. Little Nas X was spotted completely in his birthday suit before his arrest this week, and we've got video of the stunning moment. Check out our clip. He's strolling down the street while singing after ditching his underwear and boots somewhere in Los Angeles. He seems completely unfazed by the lack of cover, even making eye contact with the camera as he puts on a show. If you didn't notice, he's belting some Nicki Minaj lyrics, specifically in her line Monster by Kanye West. We're told he was spotted running free around 5:45 a.m. Thursday, not long before police picked him up and had him transported to a hospital for a possible OD. TMZ learned bystanders had reported to Los Angeles Police Department that they saw a nude man walking down the road prior to his arrest, and now we see the reports were accurate. We've also obtained footage of the Old Town Road hitmaker before he lost his undies, strutting down Ventura Boulevard at 4 a.m. in underwear and matching cowboy boots, warning folks behind the camera not to miss the party. And let's see, we're told he was arrested on suspicion of battery on a police officer, so he needs to face the judge to have his bail set, which won't be until at least the Monday. So this happened over the weekend here. Now the singer has the weekend to reflect on the wild situation and try to remember where he left his cowboy boots, which are now for sale on eBay. That's wild. That is wild. And let's see, I know I saw something that he was having, that he may have had an interaction with a police officer that led to felony charges here. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this is another article here from TMZ, and this one is Lil Nas X police details alleged injuries from arrest. So prosecutors say Lil Nas X allegedly assaulted and injured three police officers as they were trying to take him into custody early Thursday, and we're now getting a sense of what the alleged injuries include. So they're saying, now I did not see in any of the videos that I saw of Lil Nas X walking around, I did not see any interaction with officers on there, so I don't know at what point this may have taken place. I haven't seen anything of that to date here, but let's see what this talks about. So allegedly he put his hands on some officers here. TMZ in law enforcement tells TMZ one officer suffered an abrasion on their head, another hurt his hand, and a third suffered a back sprain. We're told the cop with the alleged back issue went to the hospital for further medical attention and was sent home for a week to recover. TMZ broke the story. The Old Town Road rapper was butt naked on Ventura Boulevard in LA's Studio City when Los Angeles Police Department officers were called. Police say when they confronted Nas, he charged at them and injured three cops. Oh, that's okay. So that's how it happened. Prosecutors charged Lil Nas X with 4 felonies, including 3 felony counts of battery with injury on a police officer. Wow. Best wishes to him. That sounds like it's a lot. If he is going through anything, whether that be mentally or if he's on substances, I truly hope he gets some help, because it is very scary to see people spiral like that and to do public displays like that, especially when it's not something that they normally do. That just makes me wonder what kind of triggered that to happen, why he did that. And I hope he's got people close to him that care about him, that will look out for his well being here and get him whatever help he needs or be a support system, because I'd really hate to have something happen to him. And, kind of watching this, not just for entertainment purposes, but to really try and help these folks, because sometimes you see celebrities as just kind of people to watch, like they're ancillary, but they're human just like us, and there's people that love them or are impacted by them being here or would be impacted by them not being here, and they experience the same things as the rest of us. And I truly hope that he does take this seriously, and if there are other things at play, gets those addressed, because it's very serious to have these kind of charges. It could be, who knows what kind of time he's looking at. Let's see what the article says. Our law enforcement sources are also telling us no taser was deployed during the arrest, and the use of force references in the police scanner audio relate to a firm grip. Lil Nas X pleaded not guilty and is out of jail after posting a $75,000 bail. So we'll keep you posted on what's going on here at Aries Rose TV. So make sure you have your notifications on. After you subscribe, hit that bell and select all so you can find out every time I go live, post videos, and post on the community page. Let me know your thoughts on this Lil Nas X arrest and 4 felony charges. Do you think he's having a mental breakdown? Do you think he may be on substances? Do you think it just may be because his music is slowing down? might be feeling depressed because he's not selling at the same rate. I don't know if he's still as popular as he was when Old Town Road came out, or if that's changed. I know sometimes when you get really big really fast, you kind of think it's always going to stay up, and sometimes it's hard when that changes and things dip. And our economy, life is changing. People aren't maybe spending as much on things that aren't necessities anymore because everything's costing so much. And sometimes going to concerts and these things just may not be in the family budget if it's pay a bill, eat, or go to a concert or buy some music. So I know that impacts somebody's livelihood, but sometimes we got to make choices when we're in this type of economy, and that may have some stuff at play. We don't know, but definitely want to hear your opinion. Let's keep that conversation going. Welcome, Bear Boy. Appreciate you stopping by here. Hope you're doing well. And now let's get into Raja Jackson, who I had never heard of until I saw this video about a situation he got into with a wrestler, Syko Sid. Another person I never heard of, but definitely familiar now, when they had a altercation at a wrestling show. And this looks like it's a training school that's at least co-owned by a former wrestler, WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi. So let's talk about what went on during this particular interaction. So this is Syko Sid, who was the wrestler that was involved in this altercation. And this is right here. This is Raja Jackson, who is the son of Rampage Jackson. And I was not familiar with him. I guess they are MMA fighters, so I'm not as familiar with that particular one. But Rampage Jackson is well known. It looks like Raja Jackson is also following in the footsteps of his dad as being an MMA fighter. And they were at this wrestling school, and he had a interaction here with Syko Sid. So Syko Sid thought he was a wrestler, and I don't know what information these folks were given before this particular event took place, but he thought Raja Jackson was a wrestler, and he looks like he was like in the outside of this school. He was out there with his cameras because apparently Raja Jackson is big on Kick. I'm not familiar with Kick. Let me know if you're on Kick, or if you are familiar with it. Leave Kick in the comments. Apparently it's a big streaming platform, and he's pretty big on there. So he had his cameras with him, and he was streaming on his Kick. And so maybe that's what made Syko Sid think that he was a wrestler. You know, wrestlers do a lot of entertainment type stuff. So when Raja was back there, he took a beer can and he hit him on the side of the head with it like this and smashed the can. And I guess he made a comment, "You're not going to sell it." And then somebody said he's not a worker, like he's not a part of the show, because Raja was kind of like, "What? What are you doing, dude?" So, he's kind of bucking up. I don't know if it hurt him or not. It looked crazy, but if he was a part of the show, if he was a wrestler, it probably would have been cool. But it was a little random to do that without knowing whether or not somebody is actually a part of the show. I don't know if Syko Sid has spoken out on this or not. I haven't seen anything saying that he has, but I am curious what made him want to do that just immediately, because it seemed like it was one of their earlier meetings with each other, but perhaps they had met before the cameras were on and talked about it. Not all details are known as of yet. And then from there, it looked like he kind of cooled out. And then they're inside now where the wrestling ring is. It must be a show that they're putting on, because Syko Sid is in there wrestling with somebody. And apparently somebody told Raja, you can get a receipt on Syko Sid. So receipt in wrestling world means if somebody does something to you, you can kind of get them back. And it's my understanding, I'm not a wrestler, but it's my understanding the receipt isn't necessarily meant to hurt you, but it's meant to send a message like, I don't like what you did, or you hit me too hard, or whatever. It's kind of like a but it's not supposed to, I don't think, go as far as this one did. So he takes that to heart, and he kind of looks like there's a small little break in the wrestling that's going on here, and he slides under the ropes and goes into the ring, and he goes up to, Syko Sid. And then once, I guess, he could get his footing, or, Syko Sid kind of turns around. I guess he thinks, oh, okay, this is all a part of the show. So you can see he kind of makes it easier for Raja Jackson, to pick him up. And he's picking him up like he's going to slam him. So he kind of scoops up under him, and he does that. It slams him down on the mat. And that slam was hard. And you could see his head bounce when it hits the mat. And then he's just laying down flat. Now, we don't show video clips on this channel because we're not dealing with no strikes over here. So I'm just going to describe to you what happened. Plus, the video is considered violent because it is violent. So we're not going to show it on here. We're not going to get flagged by YouTube. But if you want to see it, you can find it probably anywhere. It is out there, but I'm going to describe it to you here. You're not going to see the actual video. But Syko Sid's now laying down flat on the ground. Yeah, flat on the mat here. And he's not moving. He is not moving. And if he was still conscious, that was one heck of a sell. But I've heard allegedly he was unconscious after his head hit the mat because of the impact. And you could hear it, so it sounded like it was hard. So I can believe that. And then, at that point, Raja straddles him. He's over him while Syko Sid is down on his back. And he's just pummeling him one after the other, after the other, after the other. Some people counted, they're saying 20 or so punches before he was taken off of Syko Sid. Now, mind you, this man is down on his back, allegedly unconscious, being pummeled in the face repeatedly before somebody pulls him off of him. That blows my mind. And this was being streamed the whole time. There was a ref in the ring. Again, I don't know what was discussed before all of this came on. I don't know if everybody thought it was a part of the show. If people felt like, I don't want to interact with this guy because of how aggressive he's coming off, because the energy was heavy. You could feel that through the screen. I don't want to say he was raging, but I don't know a better word to describe what I saw. And he was just pow, 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 pow. And it just looked crazy. Let's take a moment here. We got sloppy 2 seconds here. Raja Jackson and his vicious premeditated attack on Syko Stu. Stream Live showed unscripted punches, ignores the evidence, and devastating impact. Stewart, a U.S. Army veteran whose wrestling career, let's see here, and then attack may have triggered another PTSD episode, compounding his trauma. The LAPD investigation, academy statement, and live stream prove intent. As a pro MMA fighter with one fight, Raja's trained. Okay, this is from Sloppy 2 Seconds. Thanks for stopping by and sharing your thoughts on it. I had heard that Syko Stu was in the military, was a vet. If I keep saying Syko Sid, I meant Syko Stu. Please excuse the error there. So once he was taken off, it looked like it took like 4 or so people to get Raja off of that wrestler. I mean, that's how much energy and like emotion that he had going on. It took that many people to like pull him back and get him calmed down. And he ended up leaving the event, and that was streamed him walking away too. But it was a pretty scary scene to see that. I'm sure that was a lot for the people who were there, including the people who had to try to intervene, to probably realize, like, hold on, you could really injure this guy. We need to kind of stop what's going on here. And kudos to whoever those folks were. We'll look into this a little bit further, get some more information about who those folks were that stopped that particular situation from going on. And I've since seen some videos where there's allegations that it may have been premeditated, that this was something that he had intended to do. It didn't just happen. As of right now, I haven't heard of a statement from Raja. Rampage Jackson did release a statement, and we're going to read that statement that he released on the situation. It's my understanding that Syko Stu has gained consciousness. So he is, as far as I know right now, he is still alive. And I don't know the extent of his injuries here. And let's see if we can't get the statement here. Let me check in another spot. Okay, we're looking on here to see if I can find his statement. Or I'm looking at another spot because it's not there. Rampage. Jackson statement. Let's get this pulled up. Okay, so this is reporting from CBS News. This is the statement from Rampage Jackson regarding what occurred between his son Raja and Syko Stu. Quote, I don't condone my son's actions at all. As a father, I'm deeply concerned with his health and the well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, I'm very upset that any of this happened, but my main concern now is that Mr. Smith will make a speedy recovery. And I felt like there was more to that. Let me see if that was just paraphrasing it. But let me know your thoughts on this while I'm looking to see if I can get his full statement here. Let's see, full Rampage Jackson statement. Okay, here we go. And this is, I'm seeing this on abc7.com. And this is from X. Apparently, this is where Rampage Jackson had put the statement. I want to clear up the misinformation about my son Raja. I've been confirmed that the wrestler Stuart Smith, aka Syko Stu, is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of his head by him moments before Raja's match. Raja was told that he could get his payback. And hang on, it's pulling up. He can get his payback in the ring. I thought it was a part of the show. It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and had no business involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days before and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. As a father, I'm deeply concerned about his health and the well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, I'm very upset that any of this happened, but my main concern now is that Mr. Smith will make a speedy recovery. I apologize on his behalf and to kick for the situation, end quote. So let me know your thoughts on this. Absolutely wild. If you've seen the video, I definitely want to get your opinion on it. I've heard some people saying that it could be, considered attempted murder, because he could have lost his life, especially if maybe he didn't stop when he did. Who knows? You never know at what punch when you're coming for somebody's head might be that one that takes him out. Very scary and sensitive spot to be in on a person's body. Definitely wishing a very speedy and full recovery to Syko Stew. A very unfortunate situation for both and everybody who had to witness that or be a part of that in some form or fashion. And we'll definitely be keeping track of it here, and we'll let you know as more information comes out on this. We will be live tomorrow, so make sure you have your notifications on and come by and stop by. Come by around the same time, and we're going to be talking about some more trending topics and news. We are going to do a live going over the movie Weapons. Yeah, talk about that's the latest sort of horror suspense drama movie that's come out. So we got to tell you whether or not it's worth going out to see. You can check out the lives that I did on The Naked Gun. And we have some lives here of some other movie reviews as well. So you can go on there and check that out. See if there's a movie you may be interested in or may have already seen, and just see if we have similar opinions or different ones. Please share this live out with family and friends that you know love to talk about a little bit of everything, because we like to get into a little bit of everything over here, and this is the perfect channel for them. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll see you tomorrow, and take care.